Hey guys, I messed up my toes. My toes look bad. Well, just this foot, but I am going to do both of them. But I'm only going to do one foot on live. Give me 1 second while I share the live. I'm live right now on Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you are, thank you for tuning in. And also make sure you share the live if you're on Facebook. And let us know. Check in. Let us know where you're watching from. So I messed up. I cracked my toenail right here, and then I looked down, and this one broke off. And like the rest of them are chipped, and that's not normal. So I'm not gonna let it be crazy for long, ever. Never my toes. I walk around with 9 nails on, but my toes can't be looking crazy, cause I'm lazy and I like to just throw on flip flops and just go about my life. But I'm not wearing flip flops if my toes look ridiculous. So I have to fix this foot. Otherwise, there is no otherwise. I have to fix my foot. But welcome to the live, y'all. Thank you for checking in. I see you guys. And looks like we already hit 200 viewers. So if you own a business, if you're a business owner, if you have a company or whatever, plug yourself in, drop your Instagram name, YouTube, Facebook. I really don't care what you do. You know what? Something happened to this e-file handpiece, and I don't know what's going on, but it's not. I thought I fixed it, but I guess I didn't. Yeah, I did. I guess it just needs a little. I don't know. I took it apart earlier because it wasn't working. So this, let me go this way. This fit that I'm using is from ctones.com, and it's our gel removal / acrylic removal bit. So I'm not sure if you guys can see it on camera. Uh-oh, my other phone fell. But I'm not sure if you guys can see it on camera, but I have that sparkle, that shimmery pink from CND that I showed you guys last time. So I'm just removing that. I don't have to remove all of it with this bit, but since it's French, it's gonna come up easily. It's a lot less polished than normal. So yeah, so I have to do some repairs. I was gonna do my repairs with hard gel, but I'm gonna do them with acrylic anyway, or instead, because my toenails grow pretty quickly. So that acrylic will be off in no time. You wanna make sure that when you're getting acrylic on your nails, on your toenails, you wanna make sure that once you get out the shower, or if your toenails are exposed to any kind of moisture, make sure you dry them completely. Wash them, obviously, but make sure that they're dry completely when you're getting out of the shower, or when you're coming home from work and you don't have your sweaty shoes on all day. You want to make sure that your toenails are dry completely. Otherwise, you can trap moisture underneath the acrylic, and then you'll have a greenie, and that's not fun. So it's important that when you're getting acrylic toenails, you have to get maintenance. I wouldn't necessarily say more often, but you can't get away with a 6-week gap between your pedicures. You definitely should still be coming anywhere between 14 to 21 days, 2 to 3 weeks, to get your maintenance until your toenails grow to as long as you want them to be. But yeah, you're definitely going to have to keep up with maintaining your Sorry, guys. Damn, y'all. I tell you guys all the time to make sure that you have um, an extra drill or a hand file so that you don't have to deal with e-file messing up on you. But I just got this e-file, y'all. This is my portable one. I've had it for about 6 months now, maybe a little less than 6 months, and I don't know why my hand piece is tripping. But what I do know about that e-file is that happens. It just sucks that it's so expensive, but it works well when I need it to, or when I need it. But I kind of already knew it was the hand piece was gonna go out. Okay, so I'm gonna do all my pedicure stuff later, like really get in depth later. But I'm gonna do like a really quick cuticle trim. And right here in the corner of my toenails, this is where I have like the most problems once my nails are growing out. So I like to make sure that I get my any dead skin from under here really, really good, so that in a couple of weeks I'm not dealing with an ingrown or pain just because I'm holding my or not holding, but I'm keeping my toes covered up. Dang, y'all, I'm really sad about this drill. This e-file, guys, make sure you got an e-file on standby. And if you don't have an e-file on standby, you better break out that hand file and get to it. And I'm so sad about this e-file. So I always do the gel polish process first, and this is what I call dry pedicure. So I go in and I clip my cuticles and, obviously remove polish. Cut them down if I need to. Very rarely do I cut my toenails down unless I just want them all to match and one is shorter than the rest. But it's very rare that I cut my toenails down. But if I did, I would do that part right now. I'll be cutting them down. And so this is the dry pedicure part. And I do that because I like to do the soaking and all that after the polish is done and dried completely. I feel like it helps the gel polish adhere better, because I don't want to be soaking my clients' toes in oils and callus remover and salts and all this wonderful stuff, and then it creates a really oily nail plate, and then your polish is gonna crinkle or run or whatever the case may be. So I like to do the gel polish while the toes are completely dry. And this is literally every time, y'all. I've been using that method since about, it's been a long time. I've been using that method since about like 2014, 2015. At least when it comes to gel polish. Now, if it were regular polish, obviously, you have to wait for that to dry. So, regular polish would not work with that technique. I used to be so terrified of the nippers, afraid of cutting people, afraid of cutting myself. But like I tell you guys with the e-file, make sure that before you go onto a client, when you're ready to go onto clients, make sure that you're practicing on yourself first with the e-file and our other dangerous tools. That way you know how much pressure to put down, and then and then you can get more comfortable, using these equipment and tools on yourself. So yeah, at one point I hated nippers. I stayed away from nippers at all costs. But after I just started really sitting there and doing my own toes and fingernails, I've gotten used to them. And now, when it comes to a client who has really thick cuticles that I may not be able to get with the e-file, then I break out my handy dandy nippers. I try to always have at least 4 or 5 pairs of nippers in rotation per day. But that's because I'm by myself. Obviously, if I was in a salon, I need way more than that. But I just rotate out about 5 a day. And I always keep but I always keep a few extra pair that I don't use ever. They're just always there for a rainy day. Because, nippers are sensitive. So one day, might be working on a client, you drop them on the floor, and then that's it for the nippers. So this is the cuticle ball bit. Oh, guys, I appreciate you for the stars. I can't see comments because y'all heard me drop my phone earlier. So I can't see stars, but I appreciate the stars. And you are welcome to ask any questions that you want to ask. I can't see the video, so of course at the end I'll go back and answer any questions that were unanswered. But there are always a lot of professional nail sisters in the live, so if I don't answer your question, one of my nail sisters normally 9 times out of 10 pops up and gives you guys your answers, because I don't be paying attention, guys. So I'm gonna go in with a fine sanding band, and I'm really not doing much. I just want to get off that white and just blend in my cuticles if I need to. And I do apply a gel base coat when I'm doing my toes, so I'm not e-filing them all the way down, just down to that base. I wanted to do my nails, but I have to do my toes first, because even though I can operate with long nails, I prefer not to do toes with extra long nails. I don't know, I can still get the job done. It's just more comfortable when my nails are short and I'm doing my toes. So I always try to do my toes before a set. And before I use gel polish, I would use regular polish, and I would do my French tips, and then I would let them dry for the whole 2-3 hours that I was doing my nails. And then once that 2-3 hours was up, then I would top coat them with gel polish. But I tell people now, do not do that. Stop top coating with gel polish. If you're going to use gel, use gel. If you're going to use polish. Do not use both. They're different chemicals. They don't adhere well to each other. And your gel is a baby, and it needs a lot of extra care and attention. And regular polish takes literally 24 hours to dry. So, yeah, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to do a really quick alcohol swipe. This toenail broke last time too. You guys saw me fix this one on live. You see the corner is cracked. Well, the corner was cracked. So since I'm using gel polish, I'm going to operate just as if I'm doing a gel manicure. And I do not use toe separators. I can't remember the last time I've used toe separators. I feel like the Ghetto Fabulous way is much easier. And it's not really, those little things are not comfortable. Okay, y'all. The brush I'm using is going to be a size, this is a size 14. Oh. Really small bead. You can also use a form for this part. And they do have like tips that are created specifically for toenails. But I always only get like the corner, and then I try to blend it in, put a little extra just to blend it into the rest of the natural nail. All right, so I got my corner back. Then this toe. Okay, so now my toes feel a lot better because I have 10 toenails now. I'm just gonna move all this junk out of the way. Remember, gel removal bit from ctones.com. So I know this foot was fine, but I'm gonna redo both feet all the way because I don't want to do the pink sparkle anymore. I just want a regular white French tip, plain white French tip, no sparklies. I'm not sure if I have my stain resistant top coat here with me, but if I do, that'll probably be the one that I'll use. Just because I have white on my toes. But it didn't stain that bad this time around, so I don't know. Doesn't matter. Whichever one is in my grip, whichever top coat is within my reach. And that's some red from 2 sets ago. Alright. So remember, I'm not going to cut them down. I'm just going to make sure that my cuticles are okay, and then I'm going to do the filing as far as just like the real shaping. I'm going to do that at the end once the polish is finished. This is not the foot that I have problems with. It's my other foot that I feel like my toenails are always cracking, or I'm getting an ingrown and my big toe hurts. But my left foot is the pretty foot, and that's the foot that doesn't do much. She just chills and looks cute. Okay, so once I manually clip my cuticles, I'm going to complete the process on the other side. I'm going to use my cuticle bit from Cetones. My poor drill, y'all. It's giving me a hard time. I'm going to use it till the wheels fall off, though. I didn't know the wheels were going to fall off six months later, but here we are on the side of the road trying to figure it out. So I'm going to use my cuticle bit. This is the one with the ball. It is available on cetones.com. So I'm going to use my cuticle bit and remove any skin that I may not have gotten with the cuticle nippers. Kind of does a little bit of a blending job as well. Okay, and then all of the polish is off, so this step really isn't to remove the rest of the polish. It's just to really blend in the cuticle, to finish the cuticle area as far as blending goes. I'm gonna go back in with my fine sanding band. Oh, happy Friday, guys. I didn't even tell you guys happy Friday. I didn't even know it was Friday most of the day, guys. All my days have just been running together. Okay, so this foot is going to be easy if I can manage not to crack a nail in the middle of the entire process. Normally I do that a lot. And so now these should be dry and ready for me to file. So I'm going to go back in with my sanding bands. I'm just going to blend that acrylic in. I'm going to use my comb bit to seal the cuticle area, and then I'm going to do a little bit of work underneath the nail, just a tad bit, and then I'll be ready for polishing. Oops. Speaking of which, Okay. So I really want that to be square as possible. So I'm going to do another coat of primer. And this is gel base coat. And the base coat will help me do my French tip as well. It makes an easier surface for my brush to slide on and clean up that smile line. And my gel base coat, this is my favorite gel base coat. It's by Bio Seaweed. So I'm going to cure that for a second. And then go in with my Ghetto Toe Separators. Primer. So now I'm going to get out my white, and the white that I'm using is by IBD whipped cream. The last time I believe I used Cream Puff by C&D. So my 3 favorite gel whites, white gel polish brands are C&D, Cream Puff, Whipped Cream by IBD, and Alpine Snow by OPI. And I believe the most inexpensive out of those 3 is going to be the Whipped Cream by IBD. It's usually about like $6 or less. C&D is like $13 to $18 a bottle, depending on where you find it at. and OPI is about $18 a bottle, also depending on where you buy it from. But this is the least expensive out of the three, and it's actually, out of the three, my favorite. So to clean up, I'm going to use a gel brush. You can use any kind of gel brush. Just drop one. I have a few different ones. For me, it's easier the ones that are straight. And you can, when it comes to cleaning up, the little cleanup part with your gel brush, you can use a damp brush with alcohol or even acetone to clean up. I like for my brush to be damp, but on as close to the dry side as possible. My tapping dish was dirty. And I don't want my polish to run everywhere, so it's damp. It's not wet. Looks like something's in my polish. Yeah, something messed up my smile line. So I'm going to cure that first coat. And I'm just gonna set a towel over my foot so that when I start polishing my other foot, I'm not exposing the gel to the light. Let me see if I can do this. This is obviously an old acrylic towel. Okay, so this is hella uncomfortable. So I'm going to pull this foot out and sit it down to the side. And remember, I'm just using regular alcohol to make sure that my brush is damp and clean while I'm using it. I thinned out my line too much. Add a little bit more. Yeah, because I'm looking at my other foot and it's a drastic difference. Just an FYI, guys, if you're looking for a husband, French tips on your toes is definitely gonna do the trick. I'm just saying. But if you want to be alone for the rest of your life, keep walking around with that chip polish you got on your toes right now and covering it up. It's like about 3-4 different layers of color now because you're avoiding getting your toes done. Manicure for at least 30 seconds before I go on to the other foot. I cannot put my other foot up here and lean over and try to do both. That's not going to work today. But give me about 15 more seconds and we're going to switch feet. And then after this, the process is just a breeze. foot is done. So I'm going to cure that. And you want to make sure that at least on your white coat, your final white coat, that you cure completely instead of flash cure, because white gel polish does act kind of funny. But that's why I like the IBD polish, because I very, very rarely have any kind of polish, any kind of troubles with the IBD brand of gel polish. And it's very inexpensive, and literally every nail supply store carries IBD, the professional ones at least. IBD's a brand that's been around forever, and it's awesome. So I get most of my gel polishes from IBD, but there's also D&D and SE and even Born Pretty. I really don't care. I just purchase gel polishes, and if they're good, they're good, and if they're not, they're not. But the trick is to rotate your gel polishes like shoes. Like, always have a lot of gel polishes so you have a lot of variety, meaning that you're not running out all the time. Okay, so before I go on to my next foot, I'm just going to do a gel top coat this foot. If I could find my top coat right here. I'm gonna let that cure for about 60 seconds, and then once I'm done curing and completing the gel polish process on both feet, then I'm going to go in and use my hand file to complete the shaping. I like to shape after after the gel polish is already applied and cured. That way my nails, my toenails, I'm not over filing them beforehand and then risking them splitting or cracking or breaking. So I like to do all of the filing after the enhancement or extension, or whatever you want to call it, is on already. Do my second coat on this foot. The foot that started all of this in the first place. So I'm gonna do 2 toenails at a time because it's faster that way for me. Once you lay your gel polish down and it like settles, then it's a little bit harder to clean up. So I'm just going to do just a couple at a time. Y'all didn't see that after I just explained that I was only gonna do 2 at a time. I'll go ahead and cure that. I feel like I'm back in action. I'm not missing 2 toenails, or I don't have 2 busted toenails. I think I'll go anywhere with a broken nail, but I'm not going anywhere with a broken toenail. That's just obscene. It's blasphemy. Okay, I'm gonna let that cure for about 10 more seconds, and then I'm going to top coat and oil my piggies up, and then we're all set. And then you guys can catch me next time. You guys will see me doing my own nails. I have so many ideas flowing in my head right now about what I want to do to my own nails, and I literally have no clue which one I'm going to decide on. And I know that since I'm thinking of all of these different designs and creations, I'm literally not going to bring any of them to life on my own. I'm going to sit down and wing it like I always do. All right, 60 seconds for the top coat. Ooh, that was warm. 60 seconds for the top coat, and then we're filing and finishing. I'm going to use this file, my 100 grit hand file for acrylic, but normally I just open up one of these and get out that manicure file for my smaller piggies. And these are available on ctones.com. Don't be mad at me if they're not, but I do believe we sell these in a 10-pack. And if we don't have them in inventory right now, we will just put them up in inventory. Sorry, y'all. So I'm going to give my toes a couple more seconds to bake. Last but not least, I'm going to dust them. So now I'm just gonna wipe them off with alcohol. All right, y'all. My toes are done. I feel better. I feel like a girl again. New toes. Well, not new toes. It's just same exact toes I had before. Same exact toes I had before. But yeah, that's it, y'all. So make sure you guys tune in, turn on your post notifications, turn on your live notifications, and follow the page so that you can see me when I go live later on to do my own nails. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, but I love you guys. God bless you guys. I appreciate you. For those of you who have been sending me stars, I appreciate you. For those who shared and commented and liked and sent reactions, I appreciate you. I'm going to go back through the comments and kind of skim through them and answer any questions that didn't get answered. But also, you guys know that I have to let you guys know that we are still fighting for justice for Breonna Taylor. Her family got paid out a huge $1 million settlement, well, not $1 million, but $12 million settlement. And yeah, the money is wonderful, but it's not bringing her back, and she is only gone because of error. Someone didn't do their job correctly, and unfortunately, I feel because of the color of her skin, she's definitely not getting any type of justice. Money is not justice. So that's how I feel, and I'm not a family member, so I cannot speak for her family. But there are people who need to be behind bars, or people who need to be fired indefinitely. That's serious. Someone's life was completely taken because of stupidity. So I love you guys, and I want you guys to do your best to reach out to the Attorney General. If you have to, write a status, create a post, use the hashtag, donate, do something, y'all. Be active in our community. That's what our community needs right now more than anything. Is just activism. We need to be moving and doing, and not just talking and forgetting a couple weeks later. So I love you guys. It's been almost 200 days, if not 200 days, that Breonna Taylor's been gone, and she hasn't gotten any type of justice. And Elijah McClain, it's been over a year, and he hasn't gotten any type of justice. So at this point, y'all, everything's in our hands. So I want you guys to know that I love you. I'm always praying for my viewers and my followers and my supporters, and I hope that you guys are praying for me too. And for those of you who are, I appreciate you and I love you. I definitely need it, but you guys keep me going. I appreciate you guys for the stars and the views and all that fun stuff, and you guys will see my toes later on. So God bless. I'll see you guys later.